Start off with a good collar grip. Thumb in, making a nice tight fist. Okay, all I'm gonna do basically right here, I'm gonna step over his head. Okay, here. Now, this is gonna be a little bit tricky because if you're not doing it right, it's gonna maybe feel like a neck cramp. The idea is not to pull his head back and hurt his neck like this, where if I do that hard enough, it's gonna twist his neck. Maybe he's gonna tap. In real life, I'm not gonna kill a person. I'm not gonna make him pass out, so there's really no point in just hurting a guy in class. So we gotta still learn how to get the choke in there. Again, I'm gonna aim for that vein going down the side of his head. And I'm gonna put the hard part of right below the calf. You got the Achilles that basically goes from here to here. That's where I wanna put on this side, and on this side, I'm putting the hard part of my wrist, right where my thumb connects. Okay, so I'm gonna take a big step over. Okay, and I'm putting it as low as possible. Bring that hard part towards his neck, and I'm gonna lean this way, and then once I get that, I'm just gonna throttle this into it. Okay, so it brings this together with this, and we get a nice squeeze. As this choke will come on better, once he starts to escape, he's starting to get side control, or not side control, he's shrinking on me. Look at the angle I have now. Now I can step, okay, and I have my grip. When I start straightening this leg, I'm going to push towards his head. And I can even hold this arm if it ended up here. Now I'm going to, almost like I'm trying to push him back down to the ground. A little bit. And then, do you see what I do with my knee? I bring my knee in close. Okay, so he shrimps out, I'm bringing my knee in close. So it's sort of like knee on belly, but I'm not actually on him. That's going to just pin him here in space, in the place where he can't move that well. Now I'll step, okay, right here. If you have this is great because you can also attack the arm. You can keep him from moving. If that's not there, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to rotate in. I'm straightening this arm, pulling this in. Okay, it's like I'm trying to put my knee down. If you're doing it properly, you're probably not going to be able to put the knee down. He's going to tap before that. So here, now I got my proper grip. I'm going for the step. He goes to block, punch, and squeeze right here. Okay, so I keep bringing this down. And the idea is to bring this around here and then drop so I can continue bringing this across. Now if I just start here and I try to go for it, and there's still a lot of slack, so it might feel tight, but once I start moving them, it turns out there's actually some slack. Same thing with this one. And then, once I start moving, it turns out by the time I get to the end, when it started out tight, look how much slack there is. Okay, so when I'm doing this type of choke, I let him think he's, escaping a little bit. I'm holding him here. I stay tight on him. My knee, I'm starting to adjust. I'm really coming behind his neck, behind his head as much as possible. Okay, this is already starting to get tight on him right now. At this point, he's going to feel like he's in danger maybe. He's going to try to put his back on the ground. This might be a good time to get this. He blocks that, punch, and I'm going to get a nice squeeze on it. Get this down, grab him behind here. And again, for this choke, we want it pretty tight. We don't want this loose. Certain chokes, I want it a little bit looser. But for this specific choke, particular choke, I want it nice and tight. Okay, feed it into the other one. And really, he can't move at this point, so I can choke up on it as much as I want. Take your time, feel snug. So I'm pulling it this way. I'm cutting off this side of his neck here. So once I start doing the choke, it's going to feel identical to the last one. Everything's still the same, just a different grip. This comes here. And he left. Okay, before he goes to block it, I can't quite get it. Boom, step over. And is that a tapper?
Yeah.
Comes on tight. Okay.
Shoulder too.
Yeah, it also hurts shoulder. Anybody has a separate shoulder, this is